My name is Tom, and this is Sharon.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, tell me.
One of the ways that we met in high school was the fact that I was in English class, and so was Sharon, and I was in alongside the pencil sharpener, and therefore I had all 35 to 40 senior girls coming to sharpen their pencils. So I had the whole field right there.
And then we went off to college, and our colleges were just 7 blocks apart, and so the romance continued. Well, in those days, the biggest obstacle for Tom and me was that he was Catholic and I was Protestant. So I think that kind of added
It was
an obstacle of sorts.
that was a huge deterrent. Huge.
So actually, we broke up.
We did. Well, when we parted ways, I made the statement that, in case you're wondering, I would like to marry you. So when we parted, she had that in the back of her mind.
And when you look at today and the obstacles, I mean, being Catholic and Protestant is way down the list.
It was big back then. It was big back then.
We were married the day after Christmas.
Right.
I think we have had our 56th wedding anniversary.
We're at 57 coming up.
Yes. This picture was taken in the early 80s. This is Tom, Molly, Mike, Brandy, our beloved dog, myself, and Mitch.
We actually had children very early, almost immediately.
This Christmas, we put ornaments in our window instead of a tree. And when the kids came to put the ornaments in the window, they scrambled through the box, and so many of them said, "I want to hang one of Mike." Back then, I think that mental illness wasn't really understood, and Mike died of mental illness, but it was unrecognized and therefore untreated, and it's a very sad thing. And obviously, if we had known, we would have done everything to save his life. This is the last picture of Mike. This was Molly's 30th birthday. And he left us a loving note and said that he loved his family more than anything in the world. So there was no doubt that our love for our family, for his love for our family, and our love for him was not the issue. But he was, in his note, he also said, "Confusion is a bitch." We did have a crisis. You know, our Mike died by suicide, and I think that was probably the most difficult time in our life. And we knew that it sometimes broke people apart. So we sought counseling right away. We handled our grief differently. We respected each other's differences. Not always easy, but I think that would probably have been the hardest time. It was then that Molly insisted. She said, "You need to get counseling." And so we did.
I wouldn't say the counseling, I wouldn't really be in favor of it, to be honest with you. I found it to be intrusive. I'm not sure. It could be different, of course, with a different person.
For me, counseling was, I look at it differently than Tom. I thought counseling was important.
When we built the Buckhorn house, and that was therapy. To be honest with you, you were the new beginning.